not while we're live on the internet.
Oh.
I'll tell you about what you did to me later. You got what? No, sorry.
All right. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Sure.
It is what it is.
Anyways,
Anywho.
I had a great weekend. Really, really opened up my horizons.
If it makes you feel any better, I left work on Saturday bawling my eyes out. So like,
I'm sorry.
Honestly, yeah. I'm on new meds and I've yelled at people a lot, so we're all going through a little bit of our own thing here.
What do you think? What do you think the over/under on getting Aurora to yell at us can be tonight?
Oh my God.
We just sit there and never make a decision. I don't know.
That would be it. That would be it. That would be very. I just realized Hydra for me was at 0 and it never is, so I don't know what it was. Because I was like, why is there no music? Anyways, welcome back, everybody.
Me too. That's weird.
Okay, maybe it's just Hydra did that. I don't know. Because that was I was very confused why it went very silent when I paused my stream music.
Hydra's operational for me. I don't know what you guys did.
Before we start, I forgot
Homophobia.
that before we start streaming, I was gonna 100%. I was gonna mention a few things to y'all, but I can do a couple of them on stream. First and foremost, I just want to say that good on D&D and WotC for finally fully backpedaling and keeping the OGL and everything going, and hopefully that doesn't mean they're gonna try it later. That being said,
At least everything that is current right now is being also added to the Creative Commons. So
yes, that's
it's no longer under their control anymore.
I was gonna say once that paperwork finally hits Creative Commons, they can't do shit. It's
beautiful.
too late.
That's gonna be great because we've been doing a lot of looking into like Pathfinder and other systems and stuff.
Now,
and
when D&D comes out, who knows?
Well, yes, that's true.
That's different.
That's going to be a whole thing,
different.
But that's fine because we like 5e, and I assume
I kind of want to play Pathfinder now, though. Like,
I know.
Okay, I know. I do want to do
Ditherers,
like a
but,
little one shot
I
somewhere.
kind of want to play it. I kinda wanna play it.
Yeah, I mean,
so level 3 one
I
shot.
can build like
Pathfinder?
a cool
100%.
character.
100% totally can. Because I was gonna say, like, we were looking into Pathfinder and thinking about possibly changing, and I was stressing about it. And that's why we've had a lot of like rules change lately, is because we're seeing things we like from there and bringing it over. But we, hopefully, I speak for everybody, we like D&D and we know D&D 5e. So we're probably gonna be sticking with it. I have yet to resubscribe to D&D Beyond, so my next point is it might be a little rough for me because I don't have all my quick shit anymore, or some of it anyways. So for combats and stuff
already?
Yeah, it ended on Friday.
It's like
Yeah.
days from the
It was on the 20th, yeah. So I might subscribe soon, but we'll see if I truly actually need it, but so yeah, I'm a little scrambly and I apologize ahead of time for both players and people watching. Might be a little scrambly, especially if there is combat that happens, because anyways, now that that's all done, last time on Prince's Apocalypse with the Ditherers of Dismay here, our wonderful group for the last while has been avoiding going back to Crow Point, knowing how they left it and how it's been going. Very fair. Didn't want to jump back into the war. You've been avoiding it for the last in-game like 2 months, out of game 1.5 years, almost the entire campaign.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're yelling.
Whatever. No. With that, you guys ran in. You were running around Crow Point to go to Rosefall because there are some things that popped up that you guys were curious about. In doing so, you saw a last kind of army push from the capital. This kind of large kind of foot soldiers marching towards Crow Point, way in the distance. But there were some forward scouts on Griffins that saw you going around and going through this kind of war area, stopped you, as basically these fantasy police do. Things started well and then got bad, and a combat started No deaths, just hypnotizing and dazing and freezing and booking it. So you guys were able to get away. Exactly, ACAB. And you guys were able to get away.
Fantasy Police.
There you go.
Yeah.
And as you guys were traveling that night, you found kind of a rocky terrain. Atim, you had a moment of connection with your patron. And then at the end, you guys all throughout the night had heard rumbling and had eventually figured out that it was something moving. And thanks to a Zephyr's natural 20, you guys figured out that the Black Earth Brigade, you remembered when you were with them and they taught you stuff, that they used what they labeled as burrow sharks are their kind of name. These riders of bullets that kind of are to get around a lot of big armies, as well as a kind of way of secretly or somewhat stealthily kind of surveying an area. And with that, one of them popped out of the ground and seemingly recognized you guys at a glance and cautiously popped out and asked if you were who you were. You said yes. He seemed confused and shocked and told you guys about the situation going on in Crow Point, saying the Abyss of Stone is there, and that they're beginning to lose, and that Marlos, the leader of the Black Earth Brigade, we've only heard here and there or read about, said that everyone was on hands and deck. He also mentioned that the kingdom joined forces with a third party of fire wielders, and one of them seemed to be terrifyingly good at controlling elementals or summoning very sentient elementals, and that was kind of kicking their ass, which, Joel, makes sense hearing that. You've seen a lot of fire coming from it specifically, and while most magic can use fire, but it tracks. With that,
giant fire stick man too, that was scary.
Yeah, well, yeah. And with that, you guys told them that you guys would get ready and headed to Crow Point to go help. They said they would be back within an hour, or about an hour, within the hour. And you were left to decide, are you continuing to run and essentially showing for sure you are no longer on the side of the Black Earth Brigade and the labels that come with that, or are you going to go face consequences you guys have very hard tried to ignore this whole time, and go back to Crow Point, which I was so set on you guys not going back, and it's been a panic planning that. So we come back early morning at the end of Zephyr and Amdrus's watch, where Zephyr was teaching Amdrus how to grow plants and talk to plants, and it was a very cute moment. The rest of you, within about 20 minutes to half an hour, I think it was right away, you guys woke them up because it was close enough to your end, and you guys got a long rest. I think somebody got exhaustion, but I don't remember.
Me and Joel, but we're gonna go nap it off. It's fine.
Oh yeah. And yeah, you guys were woken up and breakfast was being quickly made, and that's where we're jumping in. Any role play, or are you just gonna tell me your answer?
We're gonna roleplay a little bit.
More this week though than
we actually did.
I heard the day after and yesterday you talked.
No.
Okay.
All week. We've been talking all week.
All right.
Going on.
It was not me
totally.
this time. I said nothing. I wanted on record.
I didn't get to know anything. I just heard that you guys were chatting.
All right. Which one of you is ratting out the secret DM chat?
Nothing.
I
I have little birds.
It was not me.
It was Penguin.
I have little birds everywhere.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, that was so
innocent.
innocent.
I did not say any plans. I just said we've been planning. We've been talking, but we don't know what the plan is.
I don't know anything. So I've been panic planning many things.
Yeah. See, I keep my mouth shut.
Panic.
Sometimes.
while
keep the DM
while
watching
breakfast is
you.
being made, I want to do something.
Yeah, of course.
So, I'm assuming that once we wake up everybody, we tell everybody what's going on.
I assume
Pretty
so,
much summary what the bullet rider had said.
Yeah, I assume.
But I'm gonna walk off a little bit,
Okay.
not super far, but I'm gonna pull out the sending stone, and I'm going to talk to Elazar. And
gotta remember his voice.
so-
Shit.
you got a couple seconds. It's 25 words, right?
Yes.
Not 20?
Yes, 25.
Okay, cool. I'm at 25 perfectly. So,
Beautiful.
hey Elazar, or I'm not gonna say it as loudly as I just did, but like I'm going to kind of on a lower tone,
Very loudly.
but like, hey Elazar, apparently the Order has joined Kaiman and are fighting in Crow Point. I think, and I'm gonna whisper this a little bit, I think Lysandra or Vanifer are there. How are things? You all okay? And there's gonna be like concern to her voice.
Okay. There's a pause. Kind of silence waiting for the reply. And that just, you've had it before. He's been found and being attacked, before. And the panic kind of begins to swell. There's about maybe a minute almost goes by. And there's no answer. Until you hear, "Sorry, little bird. It's very early. Doesn't sound good. We're okay. Please, do not fight them. They are beyond you and your friends. Be safe." I think there was enough.
I'm vetoing our current plan. I know what we're going now.
That's what Elazar says, and you get a reply. And kind of that relief hearing it. And you could hear in his voice that he was like, kind of woke up and probably was trying to process your voice in his head suddenly and was like, what? It is very early in the morning.
Okay.
I don't think you guys pushed very much, so.
So I'm gonna go back to the camp, and I feel like she'd be a little bit relieved, but probably a little bit worried, and she's going to quietly be like, "Hey guys, I just talked to Elazar. I told him what is going on in Crow Point, and he's suggesting we probably stay away from what we both may know. It might be a lot for us to battle it out and come back in one piece, maybe?"
Right.
That's fair. I mean, we've encountered the Order before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's who's leading it, is my fear.
Right. Well,
Leading it?
Like, they might recognize you.
That's a good thought. I didn't really think about that. No, yes, that's bad, but no, that's not the issue. It might be both, actually. And she's gonna start stuttering and kind of like going off on like back and forth.
right. Okay. So we're definitely Rosefall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Black geodes and all that. Right. Well, let's fucking have at her then.
What
we have-
what about that bullet rider?
Well, we better make haste then.
Let's be fucking
Indeed.
moving. Yeah.
Giddy up.
Okay, but I mean they might chase us.
Oh, they're definitely
Brilliant.
gonna be coming this way. So everybody, just be ready.
How many of us can fly?
3 if you count Joel's minute.
Yeah, I can use that.
I mean, Jill and I seem pretty tired, so we
4.
can like go into the lantern.
Zephyr can fly.
I forgot I can't.
Yeah, that's a
It's
bird.
like I can't fly.
I forgot about it, and I was like, you can turn into a fucking bird. You can fly. Sorry, continue.
So how about we all just have ourselves a jump into the lantern, and Zephyr will just, take off like a bird, and we'll just
And carry the lantern as a bird?
yeah.
Can she do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a giant eagle,
Okay,
she
that's-
can do anything.
That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Let's do it. This is a fun plan. I'm excited. Let's fly in an eagle. Yeah.
We're gonna succeed where Tolkien always failed.
Bloody
Right.
fools.
Tolkien is a
Uh,
hack writer, and we all know it.
I'm so glad that my panic for the last 2 hours to build a map and figure out this is useless, but that's fine. I purposely saved two versions, one that could easily be.
You don't have to panic. But
Well, I was told that there was a good
moment.
chance you guys might go back into town, so I was
There was
like,
a good chance.
There
we might
was a
have,
very-
honestly.
So-
there was a very
it
good
was-
chance we might have.
It was like
We were
majority of the
teetering.
week. The majority of the week was like, we could just go
Let me
back.
just
We could just go, and then
delete
and then
5 maps. That's fine.
Celeste, and then Celeste
It's 4,
and Penguin were just like, or we could take out the Black Geode. And it's like, we did want to do that. We did want.
To be fair, I purposely saved 2 versions. One war torn, one I can just use this again for another place. So that's
There you
fine. I did that on purpose because I was not sure.
No, you're good.
All right. Well, with that, Amethyst, are you bringing everyone in but Zephyr? And Zephyr is flying with it? Or are you just bringing you and Joel? And is Amdrus and Atim
Yeah, I
flying
mean-
on Zephyr?
I mean, everyone
Just-
can come
just-
in.
Just pulling a full Titanic on the back of Zephyr, except I'm the one in the front. Atim, I'm flying.
I mean, like we can all go in. Joel and I are just gonna nap.
Yeah.
So as long as y'all keep your traps shut.
Maybe I should stay outside and fly.
One point. Our horses.
Yeah, you do have
Oh,
2
fuck.
horses. You do have Blanche, and that's a good point. Thank you for reminding me
Debbie.
of that. And Debbie.
All right.
Debbie.
Well,
Wait,
How many
I'm
quick,
gonna
hold on,
cast.
hold on.
you have
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
cast speak with animals and just tell them to go live a great life.
hold on,
maybe.
hold on.
What do you guys
Oh, I was
think?
gonna
What
say,
is-
I can
what-
make them fly.
What is the
Oh.
rule? What is the rule of the getting creatures into the?
I believe, if I remember correctly, it specifies medium or small creatures, but it might not be. It could just be you and up to 10 other creatures.
Hold on,
Mechanically-
I'll read.
2 horses
Are we-
in there.
I was gonna say, are we about to put 2 horses in a lamp? Because I'm more on board.
Because I
for
was
this
just
plan.
about to look it up
Percent.
as you asked, so.
These poor horses.
Or it might say humanoids specifically, too.
It doesn't say.
Says you and up to 10 people you down with can kick it.
Magically enter. Okay, as an action, you can magically vanish. Is there a way to get like a longer description than this?
Hold on.
Yeah, you
'Cause it
can
doesn't
click it and it
say.
should pop up. Like if you
Yeah,
click it.
but
It's-
it's not. Say it doesn't
It may not-
specify.
Yeah, like if it's the
I
sidebar
have a
thing, it should have
second-
the full.
secondary feature.
It's a 20-foot radius and 20
Yeah.
feet high.
So, yeah. So it says what?
Hold on.
Any
It
creature,
doesn't.
Vessel,
like
ID.
up to 10 creatures within a
It
20-foot
doesn't
radius of
say.
you? It definitely specifies 10 somewhere.
Okay,
So,
as an action, you can magically vanish and enter your vessel, which remains in the
oh,
space you
or
left.
you're looking.
wanna
You
look
want to
for
go
a
to the
sanctuary
further
vessel.
one, the level 10 version
Yes.
of it.
The level 10.
That's why. Yeah.
It doesn't have any
Yes.
level.
No,
You can
scroll
do that.
down. It's a separate ability.
You can choose up to 5 willing creatures that you can see within 30 feet.
Oh, I thought it was 10 people. All right. I thought it was 10. Shit.
So you plus 5 gives us 6.
I was gonna stay out with.
It's
Zephyr,
for some
but
reason
I-
not letting me view your character sheet.
Yeah, and like it's not giving me like the level 10 version of it.
Yeah, I don't see it on when
Look at
I
it.
just pulled up your character sheet too, and I don't see the level
Yeah.
10 version of it either.
So
Yeah, if you go,
I'm
that's
not
what
crazy.
That's what I'm saying is you got to
Yeah,
go
you're
into
good.
like features and scroll down. It should.
I
be there.
did.
Oh, okay. I don't
It's
know.
at the
then.
bottom. It's right above your racial traits. The last one. It says sanctuary vessel.
you can choose up to 5 willing creatures you see
So,
in a 30-foot radius,
Mm-hmm.
or within 30 feet of you.
All right, then yeah, creatures. Horses are creatures.
Let's fucking go.
So yeah, you
Okay.
you could.
Now, Joel, you should talk to the horses and tell them where we're going.
Do you think so they don't freak out?
Yeah, we're gonna put you in a lamp. Chill out.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you in a lamp.
I'll walk over.
They're gonna be so
and
confused.
Speak with animals and just be like, listen, Blanche, Dabby, we're gonna magically put you inside of this little lamp. Don't freak out. It's a nice place to rest. It's just so we can get somewhere really far. I hope that's okay. We've kept you safe so far, I think, right? I mean, you can trust me.
I want to make this a persuasion check, but it's also with animals, so I kind of want to say animal handling because we never use that. Make an animal handling check, but with advantage because you're talking to them.
Oh, I rolled a 19 twice with a +4, so 23.
Okay. They kind of like look at each other, and Blanche will just kind of just be like, I don't fully understand what you mean. We don't fit in a small object, but okay.
No, but when you're in the object, it's like a big room. It's like a stable. We're putting you in a magic stable, basically, where we're all gonna just hang out, and they're gonna carry us somewhere very, very far.
And they just kind of like look at you, and you just get the sense that they're like, okay. They're very confused, but okay.
I'll give them a good scratch on the face and tell them, we love you, we don't want to harm you. You know, we thought about just letting you run wild, but I think this is better.
It's scary over here.
Yeah, it is really
we
scary.
We considered giving you your freedom, but
Right, that's what it sounded like. Like, we considered letting you go free, but instead we're just gonna keep you.
It went over their heads. It's fine.
Box.
All right. Well, Amethyst, as you walk up, make sure they're within your radius. Your fog can reach them. Is it you, Joel, and the two horses then?
If that's everyone who wants to come in, then yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Me and Ataim are both fully rested. I think we'll hang it. Can Zephyr carry two medium creatures on their back?
Yes. If you are like a giant eagle, yes, you would be able to because they have a high enough strength.
I was gonna do a giant eagle.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'll just hang out as well, just to kind of help out.
Okay. All right. Well, in that kind of fog rolling over, you see Amethyst, Joel, and the two horses, and they kind of panic a little bit with just the fog suddenly kind of blowing over them. And you kind of hear like whatever kind of horse noise, what kind of huffs until it just disappears, and it goes quiet, and the lantern just drops to the ground.
I'll grab the lantern so that,
Okay. And Zephyr, you're transforming into giant eagle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I imagine it's like a red feathered giant eagle.
Yeah, if you want to get
Sure.
technical.
Red-tailed hawk.
There we
Red-tailed hawk.
That's a hawk, not an eagle.
go.
There's a red-backed sea
I
eagle.
just see it as like a gold.
Yeah.
And...
How do you know that?
Because
Because I really like plants and animals.
yeah, it's like this is our resident druid IRL too, so
a resident Brennan with the
Yeah.
bird facts.
Why do you think I'm
yeah.
a druid?
yeah, exactly. All right, and you kind of transform. Okay, my question is, how long do you guys think you would have taken to make the decision and eat and everything? Would you have rushed? Would you
Yes.
have talked about it
definitely
for a
rushed. We only had
while,
an
or
hour.
would it be in a right? No, I know, but I
feel
mean,
like we
like,
would have rushed.
I more meant the conversation. Like, would you have made a decision right away, or would you guys have taken a bit to come to a decision? Do you
We
think?
probably
At
would
least
have
as long as it took for us to make food, eat food,
Okay.
Zephyr to
It's
call
definitely-
and have in a conversation.
All at the same
Zephyr to
time,
come
though.
back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh well, yes,
That was happening during,
Yeah.
like, as
right.
probably Amdrus was cooking, so.
Right.
I will say it's definitely like a breakfast burrito type of morning,
Right.
Because I know what's happening. I know
Yeah.
we're under the gun, so I didn't try to
Yeah.
make it fancy.
Got to make
So
sure
right here-
it's to go. Just
Yeah,
in case.
here's your coffee.
It's
Here's
probably 30 to 45 minutes.
two breakfast burritos wrapped in foil. Like, here you go.
All right.
Yeah, it probably would have taken like minimum 20 minutes
Alright.
for everything.
Yeah.
I don't think we even
Oh, yeah. I
that's our
assume
land
it
speed
would
record.
be around half an hour. I just didn't know, knowing you guys, if you guys think you would have sat around talking for a while about it.
Listen, that is a land speed record for the Ditherers. We made a decision within an hour. So like,
This is very true. It doesn't take an
It's
entire week.
it's a new personal best.
I mean, it did IRL, but you know.
Yeah.
With that, Zephyr, you transform as the two jump on. Are you grabbing it as a bird with the lantern, or is somebody else grabbing it?
I grabbed the lantern.
Oh, you grabbed it. Okay. And you guys,
I want to hold the lantern.
as you kick off,
We'll do a little
I'll like hold it up.
and you kick off and begin to kind of soar into the morning sun. I would like the three of you to make perception checks, please.
This is why I stayed out. +9. Let's go.
And just remember the numbers there. Joel and Amethyst, as you guys jumped into your little apartment and these two horses landed in, immediately they are like panicked and they don't know what's going on, and they're kind of moving around and knocking things over. Their tails are going and they're just like, what's going on?
I will cast Create Food and Water and give them a nice hay barrel to eat out of.
Beautiful. Okay. I presume
I'll
this is
just
still
continue
within
to,
the 10 minutes of Speak with Animals. So yeah,
Just be like, whoa, this is where I told you. This is just a nice place to rest. Here's some food. It's okay. We're going on a trip. We're flying off with an eagle. It's okay. It's okay.
Cool. I make another animal handling with advantage. There, Joel.
Going on a trip in your favorite rocket ship.
As you're creating food and water and making sure
17.
there's hay and all right. They take a bit, and after like one of them, as soon as the hail comes in, like hay in, I don't know why I imagined it as Dabby is the one that's just like, ooh, food, and calms down. Blanche takes a little bit, but you coax her,
Eva.
and they've instantly
Well done.
calmed down a little. But it definitely made a mess of your place, Amethyst, very fast.
It's
But
fine.
that's
It disappears in 24 hours.
Yeah, it gets all fixed anyways. As you guys find all the pillows and flop over and rest. You would need another like full long rest, just letting you guys know. Not quite actually. You guys would probably have to rest like a good chunk at least, like a 4 or 5 hour kind of, to get rid of the exhaustion. But yeah, all right. But I think you can be in there for like 8 hours, so you're fine. The rest of you, Zephyr, what'd you get for your perception?
27.
27. All right. Amdrus?
You're muted.
You're muted.
17, I think he said.
Oh, I did say 17.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Asim?
25.
25. All right.
Whoop.
As you kick off, Amdrus, you're kind of blinded by the morning sun as you guys hit the air, and the cold air. You don't
so
quite
bright.
notice it. Asim and Zephyr, as you guys are flying out, you see the ground move off in the distance as the bullet gets there. And they look around. And you don't hear anything. You're far enough away that you just notice whatever shape comes out of the ground disappear. And in that moment, you know there's no going back. Not really.
Maybe we
They
went,
don't know. We could have been kidnapped.
Or-
They have no idea.
Maybe we went
Right.
ahead. You know.
Totally kidnapped. You can totally see signs of a struggle and a kidnap, not packing up and leaving. But,
We could have went ahead. You know, it's fine.
right.
They don't know.
But I'm sure they'll figure out the answer of that pretty soon.
Right. Yeah.
As
Totally.
you fly off, Zephyr, I ask, you can fly for 5 hours. Are you doing the full 5 hours trying to get as far as you can?
Yes.
Okay.
My speed is 80.
Yes. All right. Well, with that, as you guys fly off, for the fun of it, I would love somebody to roll a d10 and someone roll a d8.
I'll take the 10.
Okay, I'll do the 8.
And I forget what I had said the weather was.
Beautiful.
Did I write it down?
It was gonna
time
be
you mentioned
sunny.
Whether
Sunny. That's what
It
I
was
It
thought.
was
like,
sunny because
yeah,
I
sunny.
talked to a plant, and
Right.
dang it, I was gonna do something with that. But that's fine.
Right. Yeah, so less of the cold air, and you guys, as you're flying through, it is like pretty hot and humid, flying through the air. So for the D10, what did we get?
8.
8. Okay. And for the D10 or D8, sorry.
Also 8.
Also,
Hey,
8.
let's fucking go.
That happens so often for you guys. Okay.
It's because me and Ataim are linked.
Um.
Right there. We're right there.
mhm. All right.
No, will this be good for us or will this be bad for us?
Yeah.
You know
that's-
what?
that's
I
the
will
question.
say this. I would have Pyro as my Jaeger co-pilot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would take that.
Okay.
yes.
All right. Well, as you guys are flying along, you can see that within a couple hours of flying, you can see this massive stone bridge that crosses this like couple mile long bridge that crosses this river that cuts through the Nightthorn forest. My question is, assuming you are skipping Edgecrest because you're flying, are you heading like over the trees? Actually, Zephyr, I would
Yeah,
love
don't ask
you.
us.
Oh no.
Please make a. I want to make this a nature check, but that wouldn't make any sense. Make
Like
a history
survival.
check.
A history check.
A history check, please.
Oh.
Based on vision, so you get advantage as an eagle.
History? No. Nice try.
Right. I made an effort.
Why
Hang
would
on,
you
sorry.
make me make a history check? This
Because
is terrible.
you need to know where the fuck you're going if you don't know where you're going.
Just no.
That's why I stayed out.
Not
Not that I'm any
Six?
better.
Because my
6.
freaking -2.
Yeah, as you are flying, knowing, okay, what you know about Rosefall, obviously you as Penguin has seen the map, you know where Rosefall is, but Zephyr wouldn't. She has no idea where she's going.
Oh, she doesn't know anything.
Would you be following the road then because you know it's that direction, or would you start to head in the trees because you know it's in the trees?
I think she would fly above the trees because she knows it's gonna be somewhere in the forest, and I know it's a general direction, so she's gonna just
Oop.
aim.
Okay.
That general direction.
All right. So as you kind of see this bridge, you're kind of starting to hit a lot of the trees of the Nightthorn forest. The kind of thick trees. You don't really see much detail. Just the sea of tree. You notice that you are coming to that 5 hour.
Oh, fun. Okay. If I'm coming to the 5 hour, then I'm going to. Well, okay. Would I guess I don't know if you're leaving this up to me, but when I say flying towards the forest, would like it just be only a mass of like trees underneath, or would I have been like on the edge of it?
At kind of this point, you're starting to like crest over it. So if you
Okay.
want to bank off and land on the outskirts of the forest, you can, or you can go and try to land in the forest.
Okay.
Either way.
Yeah, I think she's going to like hawk a couple times, and then she's going to slowly land. And could I have landed on a tree?
Sure. Yeah, as you're kind of flying down, you can land hitting the trees and landing, kind of perching in a strong... You kind of have to find a big enough tree that, like, supports the weight of a giant eagle along with 2 other riders. And it takes a few. You start to kind of land, and it starts to break, and you kind of jump off and, like, land on something else. You do find one.
Okay. And then I'm gonna kind of my wild shape and like basically like shake it off, and then we're just like, I can go again if we want to keep going, or do we want to stop here? I know the other 2 are still resting, probably, right?
Well,
what
first and
happens in the
foremost,
last 5 hours of travel?
Amdrus, team, please make acrobatics check as you have to get off a giant eagle that is transforming back to a person and land on a tree branch.
Oh boy.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics, yeah.
20, dirty.
Okay. And that team?
14.
14. Okay. As you guys kind of land, Amdrus, you are fine. You land on the branch, but part of you, like, steadying yourself on the branch, you realize you grab Atim, and Atim, you lose your balance slightly because of that. But being as light as I'm sure you are as an air genasi, and the control when you're able to like kind of use a gust and just recenter yourself and hold on, but it was a close call. AK, you hit the DC. Welcome.
Beautiful.
One less, you would have went tumbling.
Okay.
As Zephyr transforms back and kind of shakes you guys off and realizes, oh, right, we're on a tree branch. People need a balance.
Still several dozen feet in the air, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Kind of had to find a large, thick tree. So yeah, you're pretty high up.
Now, is this tree thick with 2 C's or
With 2 trunks?
2 trunks. What are you guys doing?
I guess we'll start.
I guess Zephyr, you asked the question. Sorry, I interrupted that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I think it'd
I was just
be
gonna keep
advantageous for us to keep flying, as our old friends tend to track the vibrations in the ground.
Wish. Oh, that was fair. I was gonna say, like, in that moment, she may have like also asked like if I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Or like, should we continue in the same direction?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I've only ever heard of Rosefall. Never been.
Since the reason I stayed out was because I was like, we're probably gonna need direction.
That was smart. Atim, please make a history check. I would say with advantage. I'd give you advantage. I feel like you would know.
Atim's a learned boy.
Fairly. 16.
That seems fair for I'll tell you.
You do know where it is. Obviously, you haven't been there quite, and you know it's in the forest. It's a smaller town within the forest. So you're not exactly sure. You don't know the pinpoint where it's you're just kind of like, yeah, I know in the general direction, and we'll kind of probably have to walk through the trees to find it, but
It's there. It's closer to water. Closer than the middle of the forest, I guess. But yeah, sure.
But I would like you to make a survival check there, Atim.
Okay.
You know where it is. Now you need to know where to go from where you are. 15. You think you were kind of off track, but if you find the river, you know at least, yes, it's close by the river. So you could probably follow that if you wanted. Otherwise, you kind of adjust a bit and you're like, maybe a little more northward where you guys are going. You could go hopefully that way and maybe you'll see something, or the next 5 hours you'll land and you can find it. It's up to you.
It's like, well, I know it's generally northward from where we currently are. We can kind of just keep heading in that direction. I know also we could just follow the river, and that'll probably get us there at some point.
Yeah, just be a little longer.
Do we see a river nearby, or no?
You do not from where you guys are currently, but from the air probably could.
Right. Well, here's my only issue is we can use, like Zephyr would. You could definitely get us there faster. Could you get us there in roughly 3 hours? Because I think they're about to come popping out here in a little while. So
that's true. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Joel and Amethyst, because I said about 5 hours, so that works out. You guys are able to rest. It's less of like a full sleep, because you just slept. Like, you guys aren't that tired, but it's a lot of just taking it easy, having some snacks, hanging out, and kind of having a recharge kind of day. I would like you guys both to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh, DM, can I have been reading during my time on the bird?
Dirty 20.
I don't know if you would be able to, because you would have to hold on.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Sorry. Sorry, Joel, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Unless we have an eagle saddle.
Yeah. Amethyst, you got
10.
10. 10 is what you needed. So both of you guys can check off the exhaustion point. It is enough of a recharge where you guys are not feeling so exhausted. You can hear them talking. You can hear Zephyr, meaning she is no longer a bird. And maybe you can hear the creaking, because you can't see, right? You can just hear, right? Out of the lantern, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can just hear.
So I'll have both you two make perception checks.
22.
22.
9.
Okay. Amethyst, you don't notice, but Joel, you can kind of hear the creaking of like wood and the shifting of kind of like leaves and trees, and you get the sense they might be in a tree. Amethyst, you're not sure. You're like, well, I can hear Zephyr. That means she's not a bird. Do you guys jump out? What do you do?
If Joel doesn't tell me that he thinks that they're in a tree, she would probably be ready to... Or she'd probably just ask, like, do you think it's a good time to jump out, or...
I think we're in a tree.
Oh.
So I don't think putting the horses in a tree might be the best.
You also have
I
two
don't
horses.
think so either.
Yeah. I don't know if Blanche and Dabby would ever trust me again.
No. I can't say I blame them.
No, it would be fully justifiable. So maybe wait a bit.
That's fair.
All right. Well, back outside, jumping kind of jump cut in a show here. Back outside, what are you guys doing?
Well, best
So-
case, we can at least get as far as we can within just under 3 hours, and maybe pick a place to land. And...
Right. Also, I'm afraid. Just generally, I'm afraid.
Same.
But I'm afraid of like what it's gonna look like. Where us coming. Let's say we do get there on time, and we just happen to get there right when, or we get there and there's a giant eagle turns into a dragon lady. Are we in for a fight on our hands like immediately, or you think they'll?
We probably
Okay.
don't want to like just come in and transform right there inside of the town.
Right.
Maybe
yeah.
off to the, at least get a glance or to see where it's at, so that we can kind of get close enough and then go in on foot.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Let's do that then. Let's get as close as we can.
Do we want to just climb down and then, like, I can transform into a horse? That way I don't have to, like, cut it early. Because then if we are further away, I don't know if we all can travel on the horses.
No, we can. Oh.
Because I wouldn't be a horse. Metagaming. I wouldn't be a horse, so
Right.
we'd need another... We'd have another rider.
Right. So we have to deal with patrols. Would be one of the issues.
Potential, but yes.
Well, I mean, we could try climbing through the trees, but they
Can you-
might
can you
still...
not- do you not want to be an eagle again? Is that where we're getting at? Because if you don't want to be an eagle again, I respect your decision. We can definitely.
No,
be
no,
the
no.
horses then.
It's if we land early, then we might still have more time to travel, and then we won't. We'd have to go by foot, which is slower.
I see.
That was
Yes.
the only thing I was thinking.
But it seems to me, sort of. I know we can't all ride the horses, but maybe we just give the horses sort of a day's break, vacation. They hang out in the lantern, and then if we can't get there in time, then we just sort of all walk it out till we get to where we need to go, or stop for the night.
Okay, that
That
works
sounds
for
good.
me.
All right. Well, I guess do your great eagle thing, and me and Atane will ride on the back.
All right.
We should get like a saddle or something. It just feels so disrespectful just to be carrying an eagle saddle when you're not an eagle all the time, or it just feels weird to be like, yes, we like a saddle for a giant eagle.
We
but
need like a
not.
multi-purpose animal.
like a universal fit for.
I wonder if we
saddle.
take out one
It's
of the griffins. Could we,
Almost
replace
like
their
you
saddle?
had or got a saddle that was meant for a bear that could be adjusted to other things long ago. If only you had that.
If only.
The irony in it
We
all.
should find Mina.
There you go.
Mina.
Beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
She hasn't even come to say hi to me. The audacity.
Rude.
Wow.
Rip.
What a bit.
She's over it. She's over it.
Alright, I'm gonna wild shape into my eagle, the giant eagle.
Okay. And Joel and Amethyst, you can hear this conversation. You can hear that they're choosing to
Yeah.
go back into all that. And you can shift into the wild eagle. Amdrus, Atim, acrobatics checks to get back on the horse. Also, I forgot to say, I would like all three of you to also make perception checks, and I forgot to do that
Natural 20, baby.
during just using the wind like an airbender to glide over
Yeah.
and grab. You're
It's
good.
like I'm already high up in the air. Might as well.
18 for the dex and
What was the other thing?
And perception for all of you. Sorry.
24 for the perception.
20,
Perception.
24.
23.
23, and Zephyr.
13.
I would say this is before you're an eagle, so you wouldn't have had advantage, just FYI.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, before once Amdrus said it, like, alright, do your eagle thing, I was gonna wild shape, like, I didn't.
Yeah, sorry, this
List
perception
all-
was supposed to be while you guys were having this
Oh,
conversation.
okay.
While we were having our
My bad.
conversation.
Yeah.
Then 9.
9, okay. Well, it's a good thing you guys are paying attention. You're focusing on thinking about how far to go and where to go. Atim and Amdrus, as you guys are talking, you can hear rustling, like not directly below you guys, but within the forest ground.
Guys, I
Um,
found Mina. She said she doesn't know where the saddle is.
Aw.
God damn it.
Do you guys do anything about that, or do you just continue and move on?
We hear the rustling.
You would hear kind of movement in the forest down below.
I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna look at Atim and just be like,
Just
It's
lower your
not.
voice.
It's
I
not
know it's
catching you.
hard for you.
Okay.
Lower your voice.
Stage
Just
whisper.
lower
Stage whisper.
Yeah.
I'll speak quieter. How's this?
Uh-huh.
Make a performance check.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm sure you'll be
14.
fine. Okay. It's like a loud whisper. But it's significantly quieter. Do you just move on then?
I guess I don't know.
Or
Atim,
do you-
What are we doing?
I don't know. Or do you want to sit and wait it out? Are you trying to be stealthy? Is that for you
don't
notice
know.
that they're trying to be quiet?
Is it just
Whispering?
we just hear it? Like, do we?
Yeah, you don't
does it
see
sound like it's
anything.
getting
You
closer
just hear
to us?
rustling, just like a.
Yeah, you can just hear like someone or something moving through the forest.
Yeah.
Sounds like a couple things or a big thing. You're not really sure.
Closer, farther, just around.
Around at the moment. That's what I'm asking. Are you gonna sit and listen further, or are you guys just gonna jump on an eagle and go?
I feel like we might sit for a few moments just to see if we can spot whatever it
Okay.
is.
All right. Kind of
I'm assuming you tell me, because
quietly
yes.
don't-
letting
Okay.
Zephyr know. Just hold on. I
Me
would
and Atim are just like. Shut.
I would like all three of you to make stealth checks, please.
Wait. Fun. This is great.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
get
not.
disadvantage. Oh, that was better. Okay, well
I
done.
hate
Oh.
you guys. I hate you so much. Fuck you.
Oh no. Amdrus, what'd you
I
get?
have a question.
I see a natural one for Atim. Yeah.
So Druidcraft, I'm looking at one of the ability or one of the
Mhm.
things I can do,
Mhm.
and it says you can do harmless sensory effects,
Mhm.
such as falling leaves or puff of wind. Is it like, is it just sound based, or could it be like?
It just effects,
It's visual,
sensory effects. So it could be little
all of your
sounds like chirping birds. It could be
Well, could I like do
sensory thing.
The visual
twig
effects.
snaps and see like in a different direction to see if I can like redirect them?
What's the range of Druidcraft? Does it have a range?
Oh,
30 feet.
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so you can, yes, but within 30 feet.
I don't know if that'll
Okay,
be enough.
precipitation is 10 feet.
Yeah. But Amdrus, what did you get?
Well, I rolled a natural 20 on my second attempt, but a 14 on my first, so that's an 18.
It's an 18. Okay, and Zephyr, what did you get for your stealth check?
17.
17?
Yeah.
Okay. And then a natural 1 for our team, which counts as 2 fails.
So we break even. We break even. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that
Hopefully.
works.
Fine.
That's how that
That's
works.
going to depend on perception checks. You said 17 and 18 were the 2 stealths?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, well, that's a 22 for perception.
Okay. As you guys sit there quietly, Atim, you're sitting there, trying to be quiet. You hear,
It was like,
you feel before you hear the branch beginning to bow a bit too much, and then you hear a couple pops and sounds of your branches breaking, and before you hear, I believe only you can understand, Atim, but in
it
Elvish.
Yeah.
What was that? Someone's here. Keep an eye out. Fan out.
shit.
As things move on. And you can hear whatever kind of movement now spreads. And it is getting closer and closer as you hear k, k. You have one thing you can do before this breaks, Atim.
Cool. I am going to.
As Amdrus is like just signaling very
I'm like right next to like Bird Zephyr, like.
Cool. I'm just gonna literally turn into air. I could use my gaseous form.
beautiful.
Turn into air.
As you're saying go, you both look at Atim as the branch breaks, and Atim just turns into mist of a mini cloud.
Yeah.
And just kind of a cloud is now just drifting there. As the branch falls and makes a bunch of noise, and immediately hear over here in Elvish, and movement getting closer and closer by the second.
I jump on Bird Zephyr.
Okay, Zephyr, you're transforming.
Yeah, I would have transformed and
Okay.
taken off.
So you shift, Amdrus, you jump on. Asim, what are you doing? As gaseous form, you can't really hold on.
Nope, I can't really hold on. I can
Yeah.
only move like 10
Well,
feet around.
Well, we're far
Out of
from each other.
curiosity, if I'm like once I flap, would I have pushed Atam in a direction? I don't know if
Yes.
that's actually
Yes.
helpful or not, but
Correct. As you start to kind of pick up, and when you just realize as you're moving towards them, you're just getting pushed back at him.
Oh, no.
You're like, oh no,
I
no.
wouldn't.
As you begin
I
to
was
lift
so-
off, you see in the last moment with your eagle eyes and Amdrus, with your guys' eyes, a group of Black Earth Brigade members get within view and look up and see all of you as they rolled an 18 on the perception.
Fuck.
What are you doing in the second? Otherwise,
flying away.
you're flying away. So you pick up and
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah. No, well, we're gonna try to grab gaseous Ataim.
It's fine.
You cannot.
You can. I'm
Um,
going to try to.
So as you fly up and you try to grab whatever gaseous cloud Atim
Gas.
is, and it just gets blown away by the wings.
Sorry, Atam.
It's fine. It's fine.
She would have panicked, and so she would have just taken off.
Oh shit! What is the
I'll
saving
tell you,
throw
also
for that?
panicked.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Oh, you guys, we
Mhm.
made him ink.
Yes.
Item ink. You also don't.
Except in a different way, because usually I used to just create a fog.
Yeah, you just became the fog this time.
I just became the fog this time.
What else is new?
Beautiful. Give me 1 second. I have to look up a spell. As you see one of them step out and reach up towards Zephyr, I need you to make a strength saving throw as the bird. Which is pretty good. If it doesn't have a saving throw bonus, just straight
Good
strength.
job. How close to the bottom of the ground are we?
Oh, this spell is within 300 feet, so you're fine.
Spell.
Spell, yeah, this is happening.
I see. I know this.
As it steps out and is reaching up. 18. You feel
God.
these like around in the trees, these branches and almost like not necessarily vines, but like tendrils of magic leading these branches try to grab and wrap around your form as your large wings kind of smack them away, and you just get out as one tries to grab your foot, and you fly out of the trees as they tried to cast Earthbind, so you couldn't fly. And it would have just brought you to the ground. As you fly up into the air, you are away, but Atim is not with you. You have no idea where he is. Amdrus and Zephyr, neither of you can see it at this point. Atim, what are you doing?
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
No,
I will.
That was hilarious. It's great.
The best kind of dithering.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Literally, I can only move specifically 10 feet. Like my move speed or fly speed is 10 feet. So I will probably.
Just scooting
I'm
closer.
just gonna. Yeah, I'll just drop the concentration on it and cast fly on myself.
Okay. Like, do you move away or just right where you are?
I mean, I'll try to.
Take his
Wherever
10 feet of
direction I
movement.
got pushed from Zephyr's
Okay.
wing.
Sure.
And then I'll just kind
Um,
of like slowly drift away.
Just make a stealth check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you're just gonna suddenly appear. No, don't make it with disadvantage. Just make a straight one. I'm so sorry. So you can reroll that.
Oh, lovely. I'm so good at stealth.
Well, it
6.
didn't end up helping you. Beautiful. So as you get blown into it, you just drop concentration and you reform and you like begin to fall as you cast fly. As you look up and as you drop it and you cast fly, you are falling because falling is faster than your next action. In this sense, as you begin to fall, you realize you are falling directly on top of somebody. As you cast fly, they're gonna try to grab you.
Okay.
So I need you to make an acrobatics
so
check
well,
or
you
an
guys.
athletics checks.
Acrobatics
So
or
well.
athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Come on, dice. 18.
Okay.
18 does indeed beat a 13. As they go to grab you, the magic and the wind just like skyrocket you out of their hand, and they almost like take your boot off. But assuming you wear boots, actually, that's a good point. Do you wear boots?
Do I wear boots?
Or is Atim just...
I will say
Toes
yes.
out.
I really want to say no, as in like I hover again above the ground, like
Yeah.
like
That's
like
you do.
Essex.
Yeah, you do wear armor, so I guess it would
But
make sense that you do
I
have
will
some
say
kind
yes.
of
I wear
leather boots.
leather
Cool. Yeah, it almost like gets pulled off, and you have to like readjust it as you're flying. But you just hear the elvish go, "Fuck! They're getting away!" You have no idea if they know who you are. Assume you're scouts or something.
You should
but-
tell them who your dad is as you fly away.
Nope.
as you fly off, and Zephyr, as
They
you
just be like, "Oops,
flew up
sorry."
into the air and you're looking around, Amdrus, you guys both kind of look and you don't see. I see him for a moment, and then just like a burst out of the trees, skyrocketing into the air is Atim flying up towards you. Assuming you're not just flying away, Zephyr, you're kind of circling and looking.
I mean, she would have flown away at first, so I
Yeah.
don't know how far I would have gotten before I would have kind of hovered. But
Yeah.
I would have panicked and gone.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Is
No, that's
I assume
fine,
you
yeah.
didn't just keep on going.
Yeah.
She
I
got
mean,
spooked and
I
just
tried to
went
get
in a
out of range for
straight
the
line.
Earthpine or like anything else that could grab me again.
Yeah. So you just kind of fly up, and actually you kind of have to fly up pretty high, but you do eventually easily within the sky find each other in the kind of, there's like almost no wind too, and it's just kind of mucky up in the air. Probably not any better in the trees, to be honest, but at least there was shade. And yeah, you can grab on to Zephyr, and you guys can continue flying.
I would have probably hawked to you and like in a softer, lower tone, like sorry.
Oh,
Like, oops, my bad.
oh it's all good.
Beautiful.
Go.
As you land, Zephyr, what are you doing? Are you guys heading towards, like, looking for the river, or are you just heading in the general direction Atium pointed out? What was your
Probably
options?
the general direction that Etienne pointed out.
Okay.
'Cause
Northward.
I think that would be the last thing she would remember.
Okay, fair. So you guys kind of start to fly off. Keeping mind of the time as you fly off, and Amethyst, Joel, you kind of heard a bit of a panic of all that, and then you can kind of just hear the wind, knowing they're in the air again.
If the lantern shakes, does it jostle inside or no?
No,
No.
but they would hear it. Kind of like a mic getting rubbed or something. Well, not
Could you
quite, because that would
imagine,
be very loud.
I know they're like,
Just the horses are going flying, and just like, what the fuck is happening? That would be hilarious.
Look like an
Um,
episode of Star Trek whenever they get attacked. Everybody's just like, oh.
yeah. No, it's like a pocket dimension, so it doesn't get
Okay.
affected by that. They can
Thought
just
it
hear
was
out of it. As you're kind of flying off, I would love for you to make a survival check, Zephyr.
Survival check.
Almost want to say nature, but that's okay. I use survival all the time, so I'm trying not to use survival as much.
Ooh,
But-
I got a natural 20, so 28.
Okay, so you're kind of flying off, and Atium, as far as you can tell, yeah, you guys are going in the right direction, and you can't see from here. It'd probably take another day of flying, honestly, but you're cutting your guys' travel by like half. It might be another like day and a half of flying if you keep on flying. Traveling here from Crow Point is probably like a week's worth, even on horse. So yeah, you guys are kind of cutting your time quite quickly. But as is
How long
flying.
did you say, roughly?
What?
You said it. Like, can we see Rosefall in the distance? We would know about. Oh no, okay.
You cannot.
Sorry.
You just know that, like, kind of cutting through all these trees, flying over, you're cutting your time by half, if not more. And yeah, as you begin to kind of keep track, and you know, at least, if not a little bit over 2 hours go by, and you know you have an hour or less before Amethyst is forced out. Do you guys start to find a place? Do you land? What are you guys doing? What's the plan?
I'll start looking for like gaps in the tree line, or like see if there's any like open like treeless areas that Zephyr could land in, that we could a glade, or what are they, clearing of some sort?
Yeah, like a grove or a glade. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, make a perception check.
28.
28. Jesus Christ. Rolled a 19. All right. As you're looking around, you do notice there is a little bit of a clearing. It's not too massive, but kind of looking and being so high up, you kind of dip down a little, and you're able to see there is a decent clearing that would be a good place to land and have horses out.
Yeah, I'll tap Zephyr on the head and like point in the direction of the clearing. I'm just like, go land over there. It's about time.
Can I see you? If you point.
Well, I'm on your back. I'm assuming I can like point in like the
Kind of,
direction,
yeah.
like
In your
Okay.
face, kind of leaning over you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go over in that area on land.
Okay. You probably have another half hour, but finding the place to land is probably a bit better than pushing it. So as you're kind of flying down, you kind of land. Do you just shift back right away? Do you just kind of land and let them know to get out?
I'm gonna wait a second, just in case.
Good call. We
Because
get
I
off.
think I'm gonna wait a second, and I'm gonna see if like I might just wait because like I know I've seen Joel cast Speak with Animals and see if I can communicate with him. But yeah, her plan might be to go scout ahead, but she won't leave yet.
All right. Okay, so you kind of land and get them off, and then take back up into the sky.
No, I'm gonna wait until they come out of the lantern.
See. I'm sorry. Okay. And yeah, you guys, Joel and Amethyst, you can kind of hear them kind of talking about landing. Do you pop out then? Having only probably half an hour.
Only if I hear that they have like confirmed we have landed.
Okay.
Can I? Oh, I was gonna say, can I do a perception check of the area around me, like looking into the tree line a little bit?
Make a perception check.
Can I draw on the ground?
Yeah, with your claw,
Bird?
your talon. Yeah.
Okay.
23.
I mean, you're still sentient. Like they're still you. So as long as Zephyr could draw decently well in the dirt, using a claw, probably. 22.
She's
You
got
said?
an intelligence of 7 though.
That's up. So that's up to you. That's what I'm saying. It might kind of be really hard to understand it. That's for sure. But
I feel like it would be very, very rough.
yeah.
Like kindergarten.
Yeah, you
spelling.
might have to do a bit of charades to figure it out. Sorry, 22 on perception, right? Okay. Yeah, so you kind of land and you're looking around and you hear like the normal wildlife, and like you're very maybe a little paranoid just in case. Last time you guys were in these trees, you guys got attacked by fucking whites and shit, and the black earth are probably everywhere. And you're just kind of watching it. Every little snap, you kind of look and watch. Maybe after 5 minutes or so, nothing comes out. You hope you're safe.
Right, feels as good as it's gonna get. I think we're okay. If y'all want to come on out here with the horses, we'll get them tied off to a tree and just get started with dinner. Is it getting dark or is it still pretty light outside? I assume after 10 hours.
Yes, yeah. So it'd be like you guys would have left pretty early in the morning. So it'd probably be like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So yeah, it would be getting a bit dark at this point.
Well, we'll have ourselves a bit of an early dinner and then be done with it for the day.
Okay.
I will set up my kitchen bubble.
Okay. As you're doing that, at team, do you let them know that you're safe on the ground in the lantern?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you would hear Atium go, "We're good. You can come out," which is good because you have like 10 minutes left at this point.
Valid.
All right. Kind of letting the horses go. They kind of freak out a bit. They got comfy. We're chilling out for a while. You probably would have had to cast food and water a few times, but with an hour of rest, you're probably fine. As you all kind of come out and the horses kind of look around and look very confused and a little panicked, but you guys can calm them down easily. They're starting to somewhat get used to your weird magic shit. Yeah, and you can see Amdrus already setting up the bubble and something to eat. You can see that it's gotten pretty late. And you're in a little grove in the middle of a forest, a very thick forest.
Oh, and I'm trying to match the shading of the bubble to the surrounding tree line.
Okay.
I want this to be. I want this to be as, like, if you're not looking for it, you will miss it entirely.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Bubble?
I'm so good at these. Guys, I'm so good at Arcana.
There we go.
You should be.
I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm not as good as I am with the other stuff.
Yeah.
14.
You're good.
14. Okay.
No.
You think you got it as close as you probably can. But all right.
And then I'll make dinner, and I will go ahead and burn 2 second level healing words or cure wounds for some snacks for
Okay.
the next day.
Sure. All right.
But dinner is served for whoever wants some.
There you go.
know.
Within the hour, dinner is served, and you guys can all eat. And Zephyr, you wanted to fly out still, right?
Yeah.
Once everyone
So
was
if
down.
if I saw Amdrus was setting up camp, I would try to communicate, saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna use my wing to kind of like point like upwards, like I'm gonna keep going that way," and like
Okay.
squawking. I feel like in some
horses
degree,
kind of
see if
freak out a
anybody's
bit.
like,
I would have burned.
What's
would it be in
what do I roll for interpret
It's like
for
point.
understanding?
Make an animal handling check.
Yes.
I'm gonna probably like flap my wings a couple times.
All right. You still have like another like 2 hours to go.
Probably
Yeah.
10.
10. I mean, it's just flapping her wings and pointing with a wing up. It's
I
understandable.
feel like
It's
I'll take it
charades.
would just been like, yeah, okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah. I feel like if you said okay, then I'll be like, and I'd take off.
Yeah, it just takes off immediately, and you're like, cool. Hopefully, she'll be back soon.
Okay.
Um,
But we kind of are used to Zephyr being the one to go off and scout.
yeah, exactly.
So it's like, okay.
Give it an hour. Hopefully, it'll be fine. All right, and you kind of take off into the air. Giant eagles do have dark vision, correct? Just as a note, is that correct? Or no?
Actually, no. I think it's the giant owls.
Oh, yeah, that would be true. Okay. Again,
Oh, I don't
it's
think so.
it's getting darker, but it's not like dark. So you still got like a good hour, maybe at least. If you push into your second hour, it might start to get hard to see, and you do need to find your way back. Just FYI, there isn't going to be an easy way to find it. Like there's no going to be like a fire that you can see in the distance and look for it because it's all in the bubble.
I feel like I would fly in the same direction that we were going for
Okay.
an hour roughly. And
Okay.
then thinking that I have an hour left, I will
Turn around. and
try
see
to
it.
basically do a 180 and try to fly back the
Okay.
same path.
Okay.
God,
Looking
didn't think about
for civilization, like a town.
Yeah, trying to see if see if there's any clues of a town, but mainly to see if there's anything nearby that's going to be concerning like scouts or like
Okay.
anything.
Sure.
Mainly
Uh,
just seeing if there's other people around.
Make a perception check. You have advantage with being a bird.
I have advantage?
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, perception checks using sight.
yeah.
Oh,
Advantage
I've
is
not
being
been
a
doing
bird.
that.
Oh, that's what I said
entire time.
earlier.
I missed it.
I
I'm
said that
sorry.
you. Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
Well, that's fine. What is that? 21.
21. All right. You're kind of flying off, looking. You don't see any like towns or anything in this kind of hour of just coasting along and looking. You do notice the forest is fairly active, especially as it's getting darker. Like whether it's animals or something moving trees, like something bigger that's like moving trees. Do you go closer and look at any of them or no? Do you just take note and
I
keep
mean,
it going?
I will fly closer to the tree line, but I'm not going to go like in the trees.
Right. All right. Well,
Could I also look to see if there's any like path that would kind of like say like it might be in this direction, like towards town, like with heavy foot traffic?
right. Yeah. As you're kind of going, you don't see any of that. Yeah, and like you, again, seeing some things, and if you're keeping fairly close to the tree line, You do notice that there are things like owl bears in this forest, which are very dangerous, but if
Provoked.
provoked, thank you. Wow, my brain struggled. They can be left alone, and they are natural creatures. But as you're flying through, you would notice that some, like, you'll see some like trees that are knocked over, and they look like unnaturally broken, like not like they rotted. They looked healthy, like something snapped it, whether by weight or something. And as you're kind of
Top or,
flying
like,
through, like
bottom?
from like kind of mid to lower, whether it's something like leaned on it and broke it, or laid on it and broke it or something. Just kind of not everywhere, but here and there you'll notice these, and you'll notice there are places where the earth has been very uprooted, as well as some trees, some like kind of clearings that are just trees uprooted, and very like aggressively in different places. You don't see any creatures,
Okay.
but you take note of that.
Does it look similar to anything that happened in Shade Barrow with all that, the vines and the blight?
No, there isn't. There doesn't seem to be these like vine kind of stuff or anything. It almost seems like something big was like
Just came
digging
through.
or burst out of the ground or dug through the ground or something. And you would know that the bullets are not big enough to do this.
Or not?
Are not big enough. Correct.
Oh, 'cause that's what I was thinking.
And typically when they burrow, whether it's something innate with them or they purposely do it, there isn't too much, there isn't like a tunnel, there isn't too much of upkick dirt other than like the obvious, but when bullets kind of go through, they like kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like the ground kind of resettles back in, I guess, fairly well. And this is like something big, like kind of burst through or dug through, and it's not just one. You'll see them here and there.
Oh god, I feel like I'd get distracted with that.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you fly down to any of those?
This might be a bad idea.
All right,
I'm
sounds
rolling to see what I do.
good. Okay.
Oh god. Well. Yeah, she's gonna fly closer.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
All right, you're kind of flying down to one of these kind of clearing. You can see there's about like 3 different, like it's like a large kind of carving almost of the ground, and there's like 3 trees that have been uprooted and pushed off to the side, and one completely like broken and snapped in half as well. Make a survival check. 16. As far as you can tell, something came out of the ground and like pushed to get out of the ground and snapped with its weight this tree, like a thick tree. And you can see almost what looks like some kind of clawed handprint or something, like a massive clawed handprint kind of pushed off and broke a tree that got uprooted and was laying there.
Okay. Could I be able to tell if it was like, if the, oh gosh, what did we fight? Those insectoidal creatures were bigger than the bullets and would make that print?
No, they're about the same size as the bullets. A little bit taller, like they're a bit bigger because bullets are kind of like, they're meant to be mounts, right? So they're a bit more longer than taller. No, this would have to be bigger than that. And like,
what about,
they didn't have hands, like clawed hands. They had like insectoid kind of, I believe like blades or something. I forget.
what about the things that Zenros was building?
Those are the ones that had the blades. I guess Onkegs would probably have, but nothing to the size.
Nothing to the size. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's. I mean, that thing was bigger. You can make a nature check if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll try.
Or an Arcana check, up to you. I assume it'd be nature though.
Nature.
Yeah.
Not good at Arcana. Well, it doesn't matter. 7.
7. Yeah, nothing you can think of is this strong or heavy or big.
Wait, you said nature? Oh yeah, never mind.
The thing that Zeneros that you had seen that was working on, it was bigger than Onkegs, yes. But
wait, the thing that broke through is bigger than Oncaves, or the thing that I saw in the mines?
Both, but you can't tell if like in the mines they had like bladed arms, like scythers basically. But that was grafted on, so you're not 100% certain if it was that or not.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah.
I think if I got stuck, then I'm going to go back towards camp.
Okay. Make a survival check. As you kind of kick back up. All right. As you kind of kick back up, you realize you were there for a little longer than you thought. And you're like, okay, cool. We're going to have to really book it to get back in time before this wears out. And you kind of, in the sky, it's starting to get dark, and you look around, and you're fairly confident on a way, and you just start kind of to fly off at high speed. Make an athletics check, please.
Oh.
Using the bird, obviously. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, 12.
12. Okay.
Nope, 13. My bad.
13. As you are flying off back towards camp, hopefully in the correct direction. So you bitches will stop. What is everyone else doing in this time, as Zephyr has been gone for over an hour?
I've been
making food and eating food. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys would like to do? I assume you tie up the horses to a tree. Nearby tree. You're muted.
Sure, nap was good.
I feel like last time we brought them in the bubble, didn't we? Or
No, you can't bring them in the bubble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we would tie them up to a tree. I think I would kind of hang out outside and wait for Zephyr to come back.
Okay.
Knowing that we are kind of invisible and like hiding, I would stand out and wait for Zephyr and keep an eye out.
All right. Anything anyone else is doing? Are you guys just chilling and eating and waiting for Zephyr? Okay. So yeah, the hour and a half kind of goes by. No Zephyr. At this point, Amdrus, you're thinking, well, you only have 8 hours of this spell. So you guys are probably going to have to start going to bed, even if it's a little early, unless you want to stay up late and then cast it again. Which I assume you're not going to do.
I mean, if I don't have to.
I mean, you guys could just head to bed a bit early.
All right, y'all. Early to bed, early to rise. So we'll just get off a bit before the morn kicks off.
Okay. Who I assume, Joel, that means you're doing first wash?
Sure.
I'll do.
If you're waiting for Zephyr. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Satim and Joel, and then second watch will be Amethyst.
Sure.
Amdrus, do you want to be second watch with Amethyst or just Amethyst? Because assuming Zephyr will want to sleep at least until the last watch, then they'll have to sleep in a bit more longer.
I'll take second watch with Amethyst.
Okay. Right, and then Zephyr will be last if that's what you're doing. All right. Joel, Atim, please make perception checks. And what would you guys like to do? As everyone else goes to bed and you wait for Zephyr.
13.
13. 23. Okay.
Besides waiting for Zephyr, the only other thing that I would like to do is my nightly try for
Divine intervention.
Divine intervention.
And it's asking about Mariana, right?
Yep, it's always about Mariana.
Just making sure I remember. D100.
47.
47. Kind of sitting there, doing a small prayer. There is a sense of them watching, and you almost get a sense of like, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. I'm sorry.
You roll better.
No. Of this kind of like, I want to say pressure, but it's not pressure. Like the idea, like you get the feeling that like
Presence?
no, like they're looking at you and you almost, not to give this, not to like tell you what your character's thinking, but it's almost this feeling of like they're expecting you to do more. Almost. Like leaving all of this is kind of like, whether Joel really cares, but it's this idea of like, you know, he's expecting you, you know, to help out more and help those that need it more.
Not ready for that information yet.
But yeah, it's just that kind of feeling of like, oh, I'm being judged and watched at all times, and we just left a struggling city, kind of idea. Yeah, I don't know what the word is. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah. Ateem, anything you want to do while Joel is doing his little not midnight,
Muttering to God in the corner.
his little prayer to Pelor.
I think there's just going to be a constant sort of, or at least for the time being, Altair's going to just be thinking back to these words that his patron keeps giving him, that like he's something special. He's been watching him for many years. He knows all this stuff about him that he doesn't know. Apparently there's a them or both of you. And like, what does that mean? Or well, he might have an idea of what that means since he just got other information about a possible other sibling potentially.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why and where? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah. Make a charisma saving throw for me.
Yeah. 19.
Okay. Are you outside with Joel? Because outside the bubble with Joel?
Yes.
Okay. So as Joel is kind of talking to God, talking to Pelor, doing his little prayer.
Probably off to the side enough just to give Joel space.
You're kind of standing off, looking up to the sky, watching for Zephyr.
Probably unaware that he's probably sort of facing towards Kaiman potentially.
I was gonna,
but not really realizing it.
Fair enough. All right. Well, as you're kind of standing there, staring out into the sky, and just kind of hearing the wind kind of in this little glaive kind of blow through, you feel the like ever so rumble of the ground or of the air, sorry, kind of hit your ear, and you almost get a sense of proud of you made the right choice and you're on the right path, like an external kind of feeling that hits you. And it takes you a moment to figure out if it's you if, going towards Rosefall was the right choice for you. But you can't quite tell. It's that kind of sinking feeling of, is it me that's thinking this, or is it something pushing it on me?
Yeah.
And in that moment, you see something in the sky, kind of a darker shape on the darkening sky. A large bird that is moving towards you, but getting smaller and smaller. Zephyr, please make a dexterity saving throw for me.
That sounds terrifying.
Pyro knows exactly what I'm doing.
I don't.
That's fine.
11.
11.
Wait.
Zephyr, as you're flying as hard as you can, you realize you're going by the seconds and your form is shifting and you're not even close to the ground, but you see a glaive in the distance and you recognize Joel and Atim as you shift back to Zephyr and you're just sailing through the air like full force. And Joel, as you're muttering, you just hear, ah! As Zephyr, you came and just hit the ground and you just
God.
ricochet.
Did I have feather fault her?
Yes, you could have.
Okay.
Just in time, like right before she hits it, she would be just in the range.
Within 60, within 60.
Yeah, you
feet.
kind of would have had to run and just threw up air, and as you're just suddenly stopped 5 feet from the ground of just hitting it, you're just suddenly hit by wind, and it just slows you down, and you just kind of bounce off the ground. You're kind of like, oh, and you take no damage because you would have taken a lot of damage.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saving me, because I was gonna ask if I could do something in the air.
Oh yeah. Joel, you're kind of in your moment. You're just kind of cut out of that, not seeing or hearing it until Zephyr's just suddenly falling out of the sky.
I love it. There's just this moment. He's having this question of okay, maybe we did make the right choice. Just oh, there's a thing happening, and it's just happening, but it's not so
right when
I can
shit.
fully see who it is. Oh,
yeah. The athletics check was to see if you'd get back in time. You didn't.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
To see how fast you can go, and you were just didn't quite make it there.
Okay.
But yeah, good thing that Etienne decided to say
me, so that's why.
That's fine.
Yeah, and she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Wow, that was probably gonna
and
hurt
you're just
a lot.
Painting really hard, and you're just sweating.
I'm so tired. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah. I don't know what's out there. We might be in some trouble. I don't know, but we're always in trouble. So.
What do you mean?
Fair.
What's out? What? Huh?
Oh, yeah. In the woods. I don't even know. Over an hour, I guess. I don't know. In that direction. She's kind of scattered brain.
You saw just a few, just throughout you would notice in the distance, and one you just kind of landed towards.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's actually a few of them. Yeah. There's these I don't know, something giant came through, or I guess bursted out of the ground, but it's not the bullets. It's something bigger. I don't know. It had a clawed hand. I saw that, but the trees were just broken from towards the ground, and just it was a mess. And there's a lot of them, kind of scattered throughout the woods.
A lot of broken.
I'm not sure where it is.
Trees scattered around.
Yeah, fallen trees and these little spots, kind of openings.
The
there we go. There's the word. Yeah, pockets within the forest, and one of the ones that you landed on was this kind of burst forward one. So you don't know if they're all the same, but yeah.
Okay. She's gonna assume they're all the same and describe them all as the same thing.
Yeah.
Which might be our downfall. We'll see. Aurora, I saw that.
Come on. I said maybe.
Oh God. But yeah, I can't think of anything that might be big enough. Could I now, thinking about it, now that I'm out and not hurried, could I try to think about anything else, do another check, or no?
Sure. Yeah, make another nature. I would say at disadvantage though.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you're exhausted.
That is totally fine. 14.
14. It can't be natural. Like, thinking through it, none of the creatures you can think of that burrow or it wouldn't. Nothing really adds up of nature. Like, no beasts, even monstrosities. You're not 100% certain on, because there's a lot, but
Okay.
so you're confident it's something beyond nature, something, whether it's planar, whether it's demonic or celestial, who knows? You have no idea, or magically created, you know.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that we should be on the lookout for a giant clawed creature. Love that.
Sure. I
Potentially.
have no idea if it's a creature or not.
Okay.
I
fine.
That's terrifying. Okay.
It doesn't feel like it's, you know, like a
Mhm.
normal beast or anything that we could encounter. Like I think it could be something completely different. I have no idea. Definitely didn't see anything like this. I don't think on our adventures or even from my experiences. I have no idea.
We'll keep an eye out.
It's
Alright.
more information than we had before, so count it as a win.
And I just suggest we keep our emotions down if there's something down
Yes.
there.
All right.
Our emotions down?
Our emotions, like physical
Movements.
emotions.
Oh.
Alright.
But yeah, go inside, get some rest.
Yes,
something to eat.
please. Thanks for
You're-
scouting. That was smart.
Very
Sure.
hungry.
Well, would this, even if I did the last watch, would I still get?
You would have to sleep in a
Or
bit.
would I just stay?
Yeah, you would have to sleep in a bit.
Well, could I
Um,
stay up this watch and then sleep, or no?
You're exhausted already. I would
Okay.
say I would not suggest it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Alright.
if you did,
no,
you totally
that's fine.
can. You just would gain a point of exhaustion.
No, that's totally
so,
fine.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So
Alright,
eating
you
and,
guys
and
be
passing
careful.
out. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was roleplay. That was it.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cut in.
You're fine.
All right. Well, as Zephyr, you go and eat some kind of cold. I'm assuming you guys probably left a little plate for her. You know, you can eat and pass out, and on that we will hit our break.
Yay.
Right before combat. Love
Right
it.
before combat, always. All right. Well, we'll be right back. Give us 10, 15 as we usually do, and if you need to go get something to eat or drink, go do that. Yeah, we'll be right back. Be
Bless.
#blessed. Ironically, the song that came on is Coco Forest. That's great.
Like just like having a, like this green orc summon a greater demon, just that's the shit you put on the side of a van.
My lord.
I want that-
What are you
I
guys
want that for-
planning during?
I can also get teleportation circle.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you
It just
okay?
unlocks
Yeah.
more-
All of you can gain some form of teleportation spells, so I'm not
Listen,
Just
if we
not
all-
feeling
if
bad
we all
putting things
get-
weeks away, you know?
If we all get a
Wait.
teleportation circle, we all get 2 teleportation circles. We all memorize each
Well.
other's circles.
3 of you can
Fucking-
get that, and then you have the
Yeah.
druid that can get teleport to few plants, and then Joel as a cleric can get word of recall, which you can set like a little place that you can like bamf back to it, and then you have to set it again. But
I can also get Wall of Stone.
it's not quite the same thing, but yeah, you can earthbend.
No, but it's cool.
But it's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a great spell. Very handy.
Planar binding.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at high level stuff.
Yeah.
I prefer my bindings in Silk Road.
Like they didn't just run away from a level. That's fine.
We are strategic with our levels, sir.
All right. Well, I don't
Very
even.
strategic levels and lives.
Hydra was muted for me. Apparently now, the computer and my app is connected. That's probably why it was 0. Because on my app it was at 0%.
Oh wow.
So, you know, while I'm on my phone during the break, I don't have music blaring. Anyways, welcome back, everybody. If you missed the first half, our wonderful group, even though I was maybe told that there was a good chance that you guys would go back into Crow Point, and I panic planned today for that, decided to fly away, which is what I was originally planning. So at least the stress was off. Taking bird form, Zephyr took everybody and flew away as far as I can for 10 hours for a day, cutting a lot of travel. We learned that the horses can indeed go into the lantern, which helps a lot for you guys. And you guys found a little grove to rest while Zephyr scouted out a bit ahead just to see, and then got distracted a little too long, and then fell out of the sky, not quite timing the end of her wild shape well enough. But thankfully, at team, you were on watch and you were able to catch her out of the sky and not have her just take a lot of fucking damage. It would have been a lot of damage. I'm just putting that out there. It would have been like 10d6.
Yeah.
Would have been a lot.
God.
You would have dropped like 100 feet almost, but like going faster. So no, it would have been like, 60 feet, but you were still going real fast. So, still, anywho,
You're
and
mental, and I love it.
what do you mean? Yeah, and with that, Joel and Atim, as Zephyr went back at 8 and just passed out, being exhausted after that. Joel, Atim, was there anything else you guys wanted to do? Any role playing you wanted to do with each other or anything? Okay. Didn't know conversations had to be had. I didn't mean that kind of role play, Coco. Oh my god. For that, we fade to black. For that, we have a offline channel that you can role play.
Support the Patreon.
I got this. Anyways, yeah, with that, your watches kind of come to the end after you guys kind of had it. Well, Joel had it pretty easy for today, but team, at least you are getting a bit tired. Sorry, I'm still eating a cookie.
Eat away.
When you guys can head to bed, waking up Amethyst and Amdrus, right? Right. Well, with that, you still have like 4 more hours, Amdrus, for your bubble, 4.5, something like that.
Yeah.
So
like that.
so yeah, you wouldn't be able to leave during your watch unless you want to recast it during your watch.
Depends on how you're gonna get screwy with me with the long rest rules.
What do you mean?
Well, because I've only taken like half a rest. If I cast a spell now and then take the other half, would I still get the
Well, you
full
would
rest, or would it just
you would
down that
technically
one?
need you basically be like restarting your long rest because you're casting
Okay,
magic
yeah.
in for.
That's what I was.
So you would have to sleep in a bit, but Zephyr also does. So it's up to you. Yeah. Both of you, I'd like perception checks, or one of you with advantage if you want.
Do you mind if I roll with advantage?
You're muted.
Sorry, yeah, go for it.
And what would you guys like to do?
Just pop a head out.
Yeah.
27.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I just want to kind of hang out with like Amethyst, read my book,
Right. Yeah.
and And
At least mark off 2-3 hours there.
yeah. And then I will just kind of talk with Amethyst. So, how's it going over there?
I mean, I'm managing, I guess. How are you?
Still don't feel like it's real.
I get it.
Feels like maybe I'm gonna wake up one day and it'll be fine, but it just hasn't been that.
We'll get her back.
I'm not pleased with myself, my reaction. I feel like I should have been there, should have seen it happen. The whole reason we did it was because I said we'd deal with the consequences later.
I know.
It's supposed to be me.
Well, the way I see it is if Zoomies.
Yeah, I was like...
The way I see it is one way or another, I'd be sitting here with one of you trying to get the other back. So, at the very least, I'm glad it wasn't both of you. I know that probably doesn't help very much, but it helps me at least.
The world would be better with her in it.
I agree.
All we can do is hope one of Joel's prayers gets through and give us the leg up on what we need to save her. In the meantime, guess we'll just try to save the world till we can save her.
I won't lie. When I left the tavern, this was not what I was expecting to come of trying to find her. Hell, even making my deal with Zena. I mean, like, I knew what it would be. I just didn't anticipate the rest of it.
Right. I never got on that ship expecting I'd end up being a pirate. Just trying to go out and see the world a bit and make a bit of money to get back to Mom and Pa, but that didn't exactly play out the way any of us expected. Wonderful magical things are happening in the world, Amethyst. Sucks they happen to us, though. The world is trying my patience, but I think I'm hope we can make something good out of everything that's been happening here, because I'm just lost without her, and this feels like all I can do just to stay afloat in all of this.
I get it. She's pretty much all I had. Anything else that I had before I made the call to leave behind. Not that anything would have come with me, but she was one of the first good people I've ever met in the world.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Well, let's make sure we don't get eaten by random firebirds or feather hawk elementals. I'm not sure what's happening. The world's gone crazy. So let's right out there.
I mean, we've gotten through this far. It's a few more gods.
True. What's a few more?
I do appreciate you guys all coming to help me out with this, though.
I just want to put my arm around her and kind of pull her in a little bit with me and
Sorry, just ate me in his earwax.
Yeah. Continue to read your book and have a moment. You've finally got to talk.
I'm also, once he starts reading his book, I'm gonna take a look and see if I can find a cool rock.
All right. Make an investigation check.
Cool. Mina, you're sitting on my mouse. Investigation.
Yeah.
It's the best roll I've had all night. 17.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, looking around, you can find a couple rocks even.
Ooh.
There we go.
I stuff them in my pocket.
Add to your collection. All right.
Oh, they're going for a special other collection.
Oh, all right. Well, as you're kind of walking around collecting stones, you can hear the night, the wildlife at night. And there is just something in the air. You just feel this faint connection to the ground around you. Can't really put a finger on it.
Kana check?
Sure.
Sorry. Oh, 28.
28. You kind of sit on it a bit. And it's hard. It's hard to put. It's so faint, but it's something. As you're kind of picking up rocks, it's almost you can feel it in the rocks you grab. There's almost a point where you kind of just sit down and feel the ground with your fingers. And there's just this almost hum to the ground. It's ever so faint. And you can't pinpoint if it's good or bad, what it means. It's just a connection.
Can I assume that it's maybe a similar connection to what... I don't want to say it in case. Can I message you?
Sure.
Cool.
That's why we got private journals.
Can you use text to speech so we can hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, Google, play Big Booty Bitches.
Yeah.
No, stop. Stop. Google, stop.
Be careful.
You did
what
this
you
to
wish
yourself.
for. Yep. Love it.
Okay, Google, stop. I love it.
Please don't give me a DMCA strike just for
I
a
didn't-
joke.
I didn't hear anything on the mic, so I think
No,
we're okay.
it was turned down, but I didn't want to hear it.
And I assume you read for the rest of your night there,
Yeah.
Amdrus? Okay.
So what do you want to call that? 2 more hours?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
If you
So,
want to get technical,
just-
I'd say 2.5.
I'll take 2.5.
Yeah.
So I have 2 hours of 48 on day 1. And that is the last thing I logged.
2 hours on the first day. Okay, so you must have done it when you guys were traveling. So it might have just been at night each time you were reading for
Okay.
about 2.5 hours. Yeah. So we can count that as what, like 9.5 hours.
Okay.
How many watches did you have on by yourself versus with others? Do you know?
Actually, I don't think I've had any by myself.
Okay, so then you would have 8.5 hours.
Okay.
Because when you watch with someone else, I allow like a 3-hour watch, basically, and half an hour of doing what you want to do kind of thing.
Well, I really got to kick it in the ass then, because if this is day 4 since I started, or 5.
Yeah.
4.
I want to say that you read during River Pass, like for a good chunk of the day, but we'll go back and check. But
Yeah, I don't want to add time that's not there.
yeah. Anyways, oh, you sent me the message.
Yeah, sorry, I sent it in the Amethyst one.
I sent the Amethyst specific question, the Amethyst specific.
You're
Well,
not
look, we use it for other
sure.
things.
I will say, yeah, it could be. Could mean that you're getting closer. It could be something else. You're not sure. Even with like a 28,
Okay.
it's just something in the ground.
Amdrus just looks over and she's just like feeling the ground,
Just-
like digging
Yeah.
her fingers into like
Yeah.
a bunch
Like-
of pebbles.
like a dad at the beach. Like I have the book, and then I look down and I see you just like
Just the
doing weird
kid,
shit
like
in the dirt. Yeah.
in the sand. Yeah.
I go back to reading.
making mud pies. The ground is talking to me. Okay.
So you're making mud pies.
Yes.
But yeah, it is this kind of just hum of like power and connection.
Cool.
Very faint. All right. Well,
Well,
as the night goes by, seems nice and calm for the night. Again, during the night, it cools down a bit, which is a relief. And in the bubble, you can set the temperature. I will say there's about an hour left of your bubble. If you're going to bed. Maybe like actually, by the time you end your watch, there's probably maybe like half an hour. Do you want to recast it, kind of interrupting your long rest and redoing it, or do you guys just hope Zephyr is keeping a diligent watch?
that one.
Cool. All right. Well,
Hey, Zephyr, got me touching.
with that, you guys can head to bed, waking up Zephyr for last of your watch. I will say, Zephyr, because you went to bed like much earlier than they did, or later than they did. You wouldn't get a long rest quite yet. You would finish your watch and everyone would wake up, and then you would have to finish your long rest for an extra hour or two.
But I can take a short rest, right?
But yes, you can count a short rest. But with that, as Amethyst and Amdrus head to bed, Zephyr, make a perception check for me. And what would you like to do on your watch? It's still very dark. It's probably like 1-2 a.m. still.
I am probably going to bring out Zindig just for some company.
All right.
I got a 1, so
Beautiful.
whatever.
Tracks.
5.
Love it.
As you summon Zindig, you can see that Zindig kind of like stretches and yawns big as she was just having like the longest nap, and looks at you and just gets all excited and curls in. And you get
I
the
gave her
sense
a
that she's
big
like
hug.
excited to see you. It's been a while.
I'm gonna talk to her, be like, I'm really sorry, I haven't been out very much. We've been traveling a lot, and then I start going and telling her different stories, what I've seen, what I've been doing.
And this is why you got a 1, is because you're just engrossed in catching Zindig up to every minute detail that you remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
Teaching
Absolutely.
Amdrus, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Yes,
gonna get
teacher.
especially happy that I could teach people how to do plant magic.
Amdrus, I should ask, did you want to stay up longer and keep on reading? You'll have to make a Constitution saving throw or get.
It's the whole point I'm doing this now. I'll go to bed
Exhaustion.
early.
No? Okay.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed on time.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
It's the whole reason I'm doing this, DM.
All right, I'm just saying. You could stay up longer and keep on reading, add more time, you know. It's fine. Zephyr, sorry, back to you. Anything else you're doing? Sorry.
No.
Didn't mean to interrupt that.
No, you're good. I think she would probably actually stay put because she is worried about the vibrations and whatnot.
Okay.
So I feel like as she's talking to Zindig, she's gonna try to start quiet, but there's gonna be moments she gets louder and she's gonna be like, oh, and then gets quiet again and whatnot. But yeah, no, she's just gonna enjoy her time with Zindig because it's been a hot minute. I will probably also tell her about like what might be happening in Crow Point, and
Okay.
we're worried about the danger.
I will say, because of your natural one, you do not notice the dome disappears within half an hour of your watch. And you don't realize that everyone is sleeping kind of in the cold air for a while because you have Zindig and it's keeping you warm. So everyone gets a kind of cold last end of their sleep. But yeah, as you're kind of talking, Zephyr, or it was Zindig, and trying to keep it quiet, you do get kind of loud a few times. And one of the times you realize the ground shook. Like there was a rumble. And you don't, and that kind of, it's been like an hour of this over and over again, or an hour and a half or something like that, nearing kind of the end of your watch. And you realize, oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if it's been doing that every time we've gotten loud or not. And that's kind of when you notice the bubble's gone. People are kind of curled up against each other in their sleep, rolling over.
I'm gonna quietly tell Zindig to be like, just be quiet, but can you warm them up a little?
You'll see Zindig kind of just, as a fire elemental, can just kind of floats over and dances around them, warming everyone up a little bit.
Be like, thumbs up, you're doing great.
All right. Well, the rest of your watch goes by, and getting distracted pretty easily. You're still tired. You feel those tremors once in a while, but like every time you do, you kind of go, right, I need to be paying attention to that. And you're not sure if there is a rhythm to it, if there is a rhyme or a reason, until everyone else is starting to kind of wake up, and you're like, everyone starts to wake up, and you just all are huddled together, rolling over, and Zindig is kind of sitting in between. Everyone's like kind of cuddled into Zindig in some way, warmed up, and you start to wake up, and you just see Zephyr kind of like dozing off slightly, trying to stay awake on her watch. So everyone other than Zephyr can hit a long rest at the moment. Yeah, you guys can wake up. It's still dark. There's no real sunrise yet. It's probably like 4 a.m. What are you doing? Jesus.
I guess just get ready to travel again. Like, Amdrus probably would cook breakfast and
Okay.
Get ready to
Should we
repeat
let
what we
Zephyr
did yesterday.
sleep? Should we let Zephyr sleep some more?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. Do you want to put Zephyr like into the lantern to finish it, or are you guys just gonna stay here and let Zephyr kind of finish her last like hour or 2 hours of sleeping?
I say we let her have a good rest because we're
Yeah.
gonna put her through the paces later.
Okay. All right. Well, I would like everyone, as Zephyr is cuddled into Zindig. I assume Zindig stays out, or do you put her away?
I feel like. Oh, I guess I can't command her.
I mean, you can.
I
but-
would probably. Well, no, I was gonna say if I passed out, I feel like she would go back. Like she'd
Okay,
get
yeah.
put away, but I didn't know if I had control over that.
It's a good point.
I might have told her to like keep them warm, and then maybe somewhere in there she might have like said like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so tired," and she might have made a couple comments like that as
Okay.
she's dozing off, and then be like, "Well, maybe when they get up, you can go
Okay.
back."
All right. So yeah, you're kind of dismissing Zindig and can sleep a bit longer. Yeah. Everyone else, perception checks. Joel, what'd you get?
Oh, I didn't. I was zoning out. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
all good. Perception checks for
Um,
everybody if you guys didn't hear that.
Shit, damn it.
I got an 8.
Shit, damn it. Clearly not good
Me
again.
too.
Oh my god.
I
Okay,
Same.
so
got an 8.
oh my god. Okay,
What?
3 of y'all got 8s. Good to know.
The only way I can get an 8 is if I roll a -1. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
What'd-
sorry.
What'd you get?
How
Amdrus?
dare you?
17.
Coco
17. You do
Jules
have...
and you.
I
Amdrus.
I
Reboot
also
and
I
Amdrus.
also rolled an 8,
Okay.
but plus 9.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
Roll the 2.
Oh my god. All of you guys got different numbers, but yeah. That's wild. All right. Well, as Joel, Amethyst, and Atim, you are all getting up and Amdrus is cooking and everything. Amdrus, you're the only one that notices. It's probably because you're cooking. You notice maybe once, maybe twice within the 2 hours or so that 2 extra hours that you give Zephyr to sleep, the ground kind of rumbles, but it's very soft, and you only really notice because your whatever pot you have or whatever it kind of rattles or shakes.
Jurassic Park style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a breakfast.
Perfect stew that ripples.
Right. Well, this is going to go well. Everybody, the stew is shaking.
Does that mean it's ready?
No, it's there's someone nearby, darling.
More rumbles, you mean?
Yeah, more rumblies in the tumblies and not in the breakfast is ready sort of fashion.
Well, I guess we'll just
Hey.
be on alert. They seem soft. Whereas, we didn't really notice anything, so I guess we're not in immediate danger.
And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be kind of guarding Zephyr's sleeping body.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Does
Get
Zephyr
down, Mr. President.
does Zephyr snore?
I think she would. I might be like heavy breathing, but like, cause
Yeah.
she's a dragonborn, but I don't think she
Yeah.
snores.
Just thought I'd
Never
ask.
pictured her to be a snorer, cause I feel like she'd be a light sleeper.
occasional puff of smoke out the nose.
Yeah. Amazing. All right. Well, as you guys kind of keep it quiet and still, a couple hours go by, and again, you do feel it again once in a while, but nothing too major. And more of you kind of start to notice it here, like the next one you guys pay more attention, you kind of feel it. Well, yeah. Your breakfasts are done. You can eat, do your rituals, prepare your spells, and eventually Zephyr wakes up. And you're still tired, but like you needed that extra couple hours. And you can hit a long rest, Zephyr. And yeah. You guys doing the same thing as the day before? Is Zephyr turning into an eagle and everyone going into the lantern?
I'm
Can do
assuming
it pretty
so.
well.
My cats are fighting off in the corner, so you can hear that.
I heard a mew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One cat's like just mad, the other one is.
It's fine. Mita's like losing her fucking mind over something.
Please, chill.
Love cats.
One is laying again, like on the vent because it's warm, and the other one wants also to be there, so they're fighting over it now. So that's what's happening. And Akira's mad that he can't sit on the vent. Anyways, yeah, you guys can kind of get up and letting the horses know, feeding them, I assume, and letting them know that. Assuming, are you using speak with animals again, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay. And do you just bring the horses in, or is it all of you, or is it the same Joel, Amethyst, and the horses go in, or what?
Whoever wants to come in can come in.
I'm just saying you could go in and read.
Oh, that's a good idea. I will do that.
Okay.
I will be a reading rainbow.
All right.
Just let me know when to pop you guys out.
So Amdrus.
Well, how many people can I carry?
2.
So somebody else will have to go in. 2.
Yeah, I will. That's fine.
I think it's just you and Ataima outside the.
Yeah, so it'll just be Amethyst. Well, because Amethyst doesn't have to go in; she can send other people in.
I feel like
okay.
she would go in,
Oh, okay.
especially if there's horses.
Okay, fair.
Yes.
So Joel, it's up to you if you want to stay out or go in as well, and it just be Atim and Zephyr.
I'll go in as well.
Okay.
That's fine.
So the 3 of you and the horses go in, and it's just Zephyr and Atim.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling the wind as you're just flying.
I love that you did
I
that
would
at the same
double
time.
check with I would double check with that team which direction to go.
Okay.
Before I transform.
Make a survival check there, Atim. Make sure you're going
We're
the right
gonna
way.
go that way.
He's pointing the wrong way.
14.
14. Okay, you think you can kind of go off in this. You kind of had to veer off a little bit for this grove, so you think you can kind of give a good direction, and Zephyr, you transform and you head out, kind of flying off. I would like somebody to roll a d10 and someone to roll a d8 for me, please.
The last 10.
I'll do the D8.
D8, okay.
I'll do the
D10.
10.
Oh,
Oh.
go ahead.
Ah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. Ah, 5.
5.
And I got
All
a
right.
2.
5 was for the d10
Yep.
and 2 for the 8. I should probably pull my shit up. Okay. Okay, and 5. Ooh. Joel, I would like you to roll a d6 for me.
Oh,
There's
wow.
our combat, folks.
Might not be. There's a
4.
few that are like similar situations, but it's different things. A 4. Ooh, okay. That one's this could be fun. Whether you guys decide to ignore it or not, we'll find out.
Always ignore.
Always ignore. All right. Well, as you guys are flying off and the sun is kind of starting to rise,
As we're flying, do we ever see those patches, like those pockets again?
Yeah, I was just gonna say both of you can make perception checks. Don't forget you have advantage as an eagle.
Yes, I will do that this time. That wasn't that great, honestly. 15.
21.
15 and 21. Okay. As you guys are flying, Zephyr, you've kind of seen them before, so you do pick them out, and you notice these kind of different groves, and some of them are naturally just spaces, and some of them not so much. And Atim, you can kind of pick, and after about an hour or so of travel, you notice the one that Zephyr was specifically talking about too. This kind of multiple trees pulled over and one snapped. As long as you guys are decently close to the trees, you'd be able to see it.
Yeah, and I feel like as we were approaching it, I would probably like call out a couple of times and like kind of hover just so that way Atim could see it before continuing. Kind of just like saying, this is what I was talking about.
All right. Well, you guys
Like, oh, okay, yes, I see what we were just talking. Just me talking out.
Yeah. All right.
Enjoying the
Oh,
how close I get to be to the air and the sky.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
it is very nice. And whether it is you had a very good sleep or whether it is being in the air, you're just vibing. It's a good day.
Yeah, just
And Zephyr,
I
you're
get to
kind of
fly
flying off.
without exerting any energy.
It
It's great.
literally is. It's just you can feel the wind. It's wind in your hair,
Yes.
All right. And yeah, as you guys are flying off, Atim, you do see in one of these, like, not like a grove, not like a pocket, but like in some places, like as you're flying, maybe a couple hours of flying over, where there's a little bit of a clearing between all the treetops, you see even more like humanoid shapes moving around. Whether you want to assume that's the Black Earth Raid or not, it's up to you. But is there anything you'd like to do about that, or are you just flying forward and continuing?
Where did you say I was seeing them again?
Just like down, like in the trees, you just see like there's a point where the canopies are kind of split off a bit, not so like overlapped, and you can kind of see some like humanoid shapes moving. Again, assuming you're not flying super high above.
Right. I'll probably just like make a verbal note to Zephyr. It's like we're starting to see humanoid shapes, probably more of our old friends. But just be aware. And I'll just kind of keep a lookout, make sure no one's trying to like shoot at us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I will say make another perception check, both of you.
Dirty 20.
13 and 13. Yeah, keeping an eye on that, and Zephyr noting that now. Yeah, you kind of keep an eye, and I will say, it's kind of cloudy today, so it kind of helps a little bit of it, but it's not too much. And Zephyr, you think you're a big ass red bird flying through the air without a whole lot of cover. You're pretty sure they take note of you, but nothing gets shot your way or anything. Just a note. All right. Yeah. With that, your kind of 5 hours are coming up. Do you do the same thing where you land in a tree, take a moment to shift back?
Oh God. Is there like a clearing instead? I'd actually. Yeah. No, yeah, we'll go for a tree, but like
Okay.
further away from.
Yeah, that was
Or
a bit ago, but yeah, like as you know, maybe you're flying for another hour or so. before that
Just
kind
to
of...
make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I will try to see. Can I attempt to try to land more gracefully?
Sure. Like in the tree or...
More prepared.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, more prepared and knowing
I'm
that,
more
trying to be more
Sure.
careful.
Yeah, sure. As you kind of land in a tree, actually make an acrobatics check with advantage.
Yeah. 19.
19. Yeah. I mean, this time you know it's coming. Zephyr, just make sure that there's like a good enough chunk of trees or where they land there's enough for you to easily get off, and you're easily able to. Yeah. And do you wait around and do anything, or do you just, when you shift back, take a moment, shift, and then continue?
I'm gonna check in with like a team after like thumbs up, like good to go, but I didn't want to say anything. Just
I'll take a moment to, I guess, see if there's any potential watchers.
Sure. Make a perception check. Both of you can, again, if you'd like. There's a lot of perception checks here.
Yeah.
19.
You gotta be aware
19.
now. 16.
16. You look around. You don't see anybody. But you do hear like movement in the trees. There's also wildlife. But you don't hear. You're listening for like Elvish now. You don't hear anything. You don't hear any mumbling. And you think you're hopefully okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll
Shift back.
I'll make just enough audible note towards our group in the lantern that we have passed the first shift, and we are
Alright.
moving on to the second.
All right. Cool. Well, Zephyr shifting back after inclining up, you take off back into the sky, flying around. If you guys can make one more perception check for me.
Natural 20. 28.
Oh, okay.
19.
Okay. As you guys are flying off, at team, you're kind of looking and watching. Again, it's kind of hard to see through the trees, but you think you see here and there's people, or people-shaped things moving in under the trees, or in the forest. Sorry, under the trees. That was weird to say that. Within the forest, as well as animals in bigger shapes as well. But you just keep note that you're seeing them more often now.
We're definitely getting to more populated areas of the forest.
Yeah, and as you notice this as well, you notice that there are
Bless you.
frequent, while you guys don't feel them, and I kind of skipped over it because you aren't feeling them, but now that you're getting closer, you notice that there are more trembles in the trees. The trees shake here and there. It's almost like earthquake tremors seem to be getting kind of frequent, almost.
All right, guys, the giant worms are coming.
And as you guys kind of keep on flying, Zephyr, you notice pretty far in the distance something in the trees. You're not 100% certain. You'd have to get a little closer, but it's pretty far off, like probably half a day's travel. But being the keen bird eyes and having the view you have, you see something in the trees, like maybe strung up, like maybe a rope or something, but it would have to be a very thick rope to be able to see it this far. And because, Zephyr, you are who you are, I would love you to make an intelligence check.
That's rude.
Thanks.
That's fucking rude.
You better work it. You're gonna do this. It's gonna be great. Natural 20, come
Just
on.
straight intelligence, please.
Hold on. I thought. Oh wait, you're doing a check. Never mind.
Yeah, just check.
Give us
10.
10 total.
Yep.
blood even.
As you keep on flying towards it and looking and paying attention to it, you think it's a structure of something. And you think, is this the town? Or is this something else? And that's where we're going to end it for today.
No. Oh no.
As you guys
Oh,
are
no.
flying through the
hesitate
midday.
now.
Yeah. As you're flying through the midday and something is ahead of you, you can't really tell.
I hate this for us.
It could be a building, could be something else. Who the fuck knows?
It's the tree house from Kids Next Door.
Yeah, 100%. But anyways, with that,
Giant net to catch
Yes,
big
we're both-
birds.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
just a big ass net just gets thrown up, like in Attack on Titan when they make the little
Yes.
traps. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, yeah, and we will pick up next Monday, provided I am not sick and or all you bitches are fine.
Don't put that bad juju out there, okay?
Right.
It's a good point. My bad. That is on me. Anywho,
All good.
yeah, and we'll see you guys all next Monday to see where the fuck these go. And hopefully it's just fine and you found your destination.
Yeah. Totally be fine.
All right. Well, have a wonderful night, everybody. Can't
Bye.
wait for next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.